What is going on, History Hounds? I am Tony, your History Colonel, and this is Phase 3 of the kamikaze phenomenon for Japan in defense of the empire. The loss of Okinawa in June 1945 was a devastating blow to the Japanese. It was the last major battle of the Pacific War, and its fall placed the Allied forces within striking distance of the Japanese home islands. The once unthinkable had become reality. Japan's soil was directly threatened. Coupled with this territorial loss was the relentless and terrifying campaign of firebombing by American B-29 Superfortress bombers. Night after night, Japanese cities were engulfed in flames, turning vast urban areas into infernos. The psychological impact was immense. Civilians lived in constant fear, their homes and livelihoods vanishing in smoke. The once confident pronouncements of invincibility from Tokyo now rang hollow against the backdrop of smoldering ruins. In this desperate situation, with invasions seemingly inevitable, the kamikaze strategy entered its most intense and arguably most futile phase. The earlier stages of kamikaze attacks, while shocking to the Allies, had been somewhat limited in scale and often focused on naval targets. Phase 3, however, was characterized by an all-out, almost fanatical commitment to this tactic as the primary means of defense. The Japanese military, facing dwindling resources and a seemingly unstoppable enemy, doubled down on the ideology of one plane, one ship. Training intensified, often with tragically underprepared pilots being sent on suicide missions in barely functional aircraft. The concept of returning was now utterly abandoned. Every sortie was a death sentence, a final, desperate act to inflict as much damage as possible on the approaching Allied armada. Airfields across Japan, even makeshift ones, became launch pads for these suicidal attacks. Not only were experienced pilots being sacrificed, but also young men with minimal flight training, sometimes with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip. They were fueled by a potent cocktail of patriotic fervor, fear of defeat, and the deeply ingrained cultural belief in honorable death. The targets expanded beyond warships to include any Allied aircraft, even ground installations, as the expected invasion loomed larger. The sheer volume of kamikaze attacks increased, though their effectiveness against increasingly sophisticated Allied defenses diminished. Radar, anti-aircraft fire, and experienced Allied pilots took a heavy toll on the attacking Japanese aircraft. Despite the bravery and the sheer audacity of these attacks, they could not alter the inevitable outcome. The industrial might of the United States, combined with the strategic brilliance of the Allied command, proved too much to overcome through individual acts of self-sacrifice. The kamikaze, in its final phase, became a tragic symbol of a nation facing utter defeat and resorting to the most extreme measures in a desperate attempt to survive. It highlights the horrific cost of war and the depths of human desperation in the face of overwhelming odds. So, there you have it, the grim reality of the third phase of the kamikaze phenomenon. A testament to the desperation of wartime Japan. Please like, subscribe, set notifications, and leave a comment. This is your History Colonel, signing off the net.